Yeah.
Do you like that new intro music now, Briley?
Oh, yeah. That's where it gets spicy.
Gannon likes the horns the most.
A little more cowbell next time.
Okay, welcome to episode. This is technically, it's a re-recording of a ghost episode that will never air because Alejandro had massive technical failings on his end.
There may be clips of it, like where we get
have you watched
just
them?
my audio and your audio.
Why have you not used any of them?
I don't know.
Disappointing.
I've been a little MIA from socials.
Public.
Yeah, what's going
Call
on there?
out.
That's weird too.
I can't say anything. I've been pretty quiet. I need to do it. No, I'm retooling
Yeah,
through the holidays.
yeah. I'll be back.
Got to get live
Introduce yourself.
again.
I am Briley Wall with the More Agency.
Nice.
How long have you worked as Colin's agent? How old's Collins?
Collins turned 6 in November. I was
that's
6-ish
right.
months pregnant with her. So yeah, I joined July of 19.
Long time.
Yeah, OG.
Yeah, I can remember. We went to Starbucks.
Yeah.
I remember that. Was
Yeah, how did you end up coming to when we were at Brown & Co? How did you end up coming there? How'd that come about?
You reached out to me.
I think it was through Billy.
Oh yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, because he was. Well, there was at least the connection through McCullough
Yeah.
Homes back in the day.
Yeah.
And then, I think he connected us. I think I met you and who were you with? We met at Brokers Open or like a Parade of Homes, or no, it was
I was
walking
with one
through
of the last builders.
the stuff out there in south of Highway 75.
Great recollection of this story. This is fascinating.
Yeah. Anyway, so we met then initially, and then after that,
Yeah.
he kind of said, "Hey, you should have a conversation with Briley," and we did. So
I had just gotten licensed like 6 months before, and I hadn't really done much with it.
yeah, because you were unlicensed through what the first two builders, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
Just crushing new build.
That's right.
Yeah, I loved it.
What'd you do before new build?
I did cosmetology. So I went to cosmetology school and I did hair for about 6 years. And I loved doing hair. I liked with the clients. I loved the creative side of it, but my back was killing me all the time. And then I had an opportunity to sit in a builder's house from like 1 to 5. And I don't like saying no and turning stuff down. So I was like, sure, I'll give it a try. Why not? I grew up in real estate with family on the lake. And so I figured I would give it a try and fell in love with it. So I kind of weighed the options, pros and cons. And instead of working 7 days a week behind the chair and we had childcare issues with me and my husband's job, I was like, I can sell 1 or 2 more houses and it makes up for all the hair income. So I just kind of transitioned and still connecting with people, which is what I loved.
Yeah. It's a cool, like your story, not exactly, but I mean, I can think of a couple of agents that are great, and a lot of them have started in the new construction side of things, got their feet wet, then needed more runway, and a lot of the builder reps, they're not licensed folks necessarily, so
How
they
does
can
that
help you
differ?
with their product. But
How
not
does it
every-
differ, you think, like the new construction world to traditional real estate? Let's call it traditional.
One positive is what the new construction side is. I feel like if you start on the new construction, you are searching for off markets, you're searching for land, you're kind of looking a little more like outside of like, you don't have like portal to log into and look for stuff. So you're kind of like what's up and coming. And then as far as the resale side, it's like licensed, but for me, I was losing the opportunity where I'd have families come along, want to build a house with me, trust me along the process. And then I couldn't help them sell the house on the flip side when their home was getting close to completion. And so I was like, man, that's a big opportunity that I'm missing. And I would love to help these families with
Or
that.
they go to another builder and have to use their rep who they don't like as much.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Like you can create a relationship like the person, and then you can't follow them. That's kind of an unfortunate side
it was
of
almost
it.
like always open houses because my model home was basically my office.
You like doing open houses?
Sometimes, yeah, if they're busy.
Only if
Get
they're
people
busy?
through. I don't like staring at the wall with no one.
What do you do if you're in an open house and no one's in there? What are you doing?
Man,
Do you sit down on the
straight
stairs?
up TikTok?
You do your
Just
TikTok?
Constant
Like
TikTok.
scroll,
No,
just doom scroll.
yeah,
But if you get on a heater on TikTok at a vacant open house, pretty good way to spend 2 hours on the stairs.
I'll usually pull out my computer and I'll start like catching up on work.
yeah. That's what I do typically.
Yeah.
I'll work, or I've shifted. I would say this year I've shot more content.
Yeah, that too.
inside of slower open house.
Yeah.
You know, I was trying to be creative. I
I don't
haven't put any of it out. I'm just kidding. I have a little bit.
It's a great opportunity to shoot
is.
content for sure.
I don't think I've had any goose eggs this year, really, open house wise, to be honest.
I only had one,
Yeah.
just one.
It is pretty demoralizing as an agent when you're like, okay, we're going to go do this. And you sit
And you
there
get
for 2 hours.
mentally ready for it.
And
Yeah.
no one comes through. You're like, ugh.
It was a gated neighborhood too, and I was like, the gate wasn't open. I went
Oh,
down
Like,
there.
when the gate's open.
Gate was open.
Major
So
pet
it was-
peeve, by the way. If you go to if you do an open house and the HOA hasn't put the gate open,
Yeah.
mate, what a pain in the ass that is.
All right, so funny story about this open house, and then we'll get back to Briley. So this neighborhood has 2 entrances. And they're both gated, right? So one of them is an exit only gate. Even though there's like a keypad out there, I don't know why. I'm assuming it's for like emergency services or something like that. But like you can't go in that gate. So builder calls me one day during the open house, and I didn't answer. He sends me this voicemail, and this guy is just screaming at him on the phone, just like in his voicemail, like, how could you run a business like this? Don't have the bleeping gates, bleep, 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 bleep. Dude, just was trying to get in the wrong
gate.
entrance. Yeah. So the other one's open. Agent is in the open house, currently there. So like, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this has happened again. So I call the agent in the open house. They go over, they look, they're like, the gate's wide open. I don't know what you're talking about. So we just let him go. We weren't even going to call him back and
But
try
he
and
would have
correct
driven
the homeboy.
past the other one if it's the house I'm thinking about. He must have been.
No, he came from the intersection that way, and it's the first gate that you would get
That's
to.
what I'm saying.
It's
So he just turned around and went the other way. He only had to drive about 20 feet to the
yeah, he
west, and there's a gate there.
He missed it. He let his blood boil for like whoever knows how long enough to where he made a phone call about it. And
I do
anyway,
hate that phone
He just
call.
didn't know. Oh no.
The open house one. Hey, I'm at the house. Is it open today? You're like, says online it is. You go online, it doesn't say. You're like, hey, it was not. I don't know where you're
Okay.
seeing that.
Yeah.
That's
There was
super
there was a spike in my Whoop band metrics for sure because I was freaking out. I was like, oh no, we can't have this happening.
Yeah, it doesn't look there.
It didn't happen. So.
Yeah, that's one of the scariest parts. Yeah, for sure. Makes you heart sink a little.
So, like, you've done the spectrum now of new construction stuff. What do you think? What are some trends right now that you're seeing in new construction? Let's just call it. I know your price point now. You're not selling $300,000, new construction houses. Although those are nice houses, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like between $750,000 and $1.5 million, what are some trends? What's sexy? What's cool? What's happening right now in new construction?
I think right now you're seeing kind of what I feel like new construction's transition to personally is, adding the textures and the elements and the wallpaper and just like warming up the house where you don't necessarily need to decorate the house with your furniture. Like the house has warm and has a feel about it where whatever furniture you put in, like it kind of warms up the space on its own.
Yeah.
I think
But you just gone through this in your personal house, haven't you?
Yeah. I mean, our house was built in 2016 and it's a, basic, simple color throughout, basic, simple trim. And, it's decently, I would say, neutral, but it's where we're craving the warmth in it. And it's just like how to add that back in without a major renovation.
And what did you do to your house?
We painted our dining room almost black, and I have struggled with wanting to do something to it for a couple years and just finally pulled the trigger on it.
What's the color code that you used?
We use iron ore. Yeah.
Nice.
So it's like a really, really dark gray, but it still is like a softer side.
Mm-hmm.
Our walls are a cooler tone. And then we changed out our 2-inch faux wood blinds for a wood blind that rolls up and down. And the wood adds a lot of warmth already.
Yours are almost like Roman shades where they kind of like fold up into each
Yeah.
other.
And
They're
I
really
installed
cool.
them with a friend yesterday,
Who's the friend?
Cassie Turnage.
Shout
Also
out.
another
With the
more
brokerage.
agent.
Yeah.
There you go. How about
Yep.
that?
Hey, I want to know
DIY.
I want to know your trend. What do you think? 750 to $1.5 million. What's a trend right now that you see a lot of in new construction?
Archways have come back big time.
I was
Yeah.
going to say,
A lot
I
of
think the
archways
arch is
softening it
hard
up
right now,
because
yeah.
like
We have arches, and I think they were going out when we got in our
Yeah.
house, and I feel like they're coming back now.
I think that trend that was hot when you came in with new builds with us of the grey and white and the modern farmhouse, that's gone. Like, I
Yeah.
think that's so gone. And I think the color palettes you're seeing people use now, the builder we work closely with, we're calling it timeless essentially, because if you go in a Maple Ridge house built in 1920, those same colors that they used up like throughout that house are what people are essentially using now.
Yeah, I think that it's funny because we shied so far away from like the French country and the like Tuscan, but all those colors are so popular again. All the like creams and browns and the
But
richer
they don't have
colors.
the spiral wood and all that. The country French is gone.
It's different architectural elements. So like the lines are different. The shapes that you're seeing are way different than they were when we were doing this like kind of stark white vibe, but the colors are all, it's all the same stuff that people are like, I was trying to get rid of that stuff. So I took everything white, and it's like, well, you didn't necessarily need to do that. You just needed to change some of the architectural elements.
Yeah. Here's the prediction next year, 2026, especially for the parade, you'll see the term scullery used a lot. Yeah. People are going to do formal sculleries. So it's not just your prep kitchen in your kitchen. It's another working kitchen within the working kitchen. As a pantry. And I think that you're starting to see it on some floor plans coming now, but it's elevating homes, especially where you look where these developments are. Like if you're showing a house in Brookside as a new build and it has a smaller pantry, that makes sense because Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, Reese's, the Walmart, they're all like within 2/3 of a mile of each other. They're all super close. You don't need a massive pantry. But if you're building in Stone Canyon and you're in Owasso or you're like out at Forest Ridge, Broken Arrow, you need to have a massive pantry.
Bunker style.
Yes, seriously, huge ones. Especially if you're doing like a luxury house like that. That's just what people expect.
All right, so staying in the same vein, what's a trend in new construction that you'd love to see die? Maybe not a trend. What's a common thing that you're seeing still in new construction that's like it needs to go, it needs the boot?
I don't know.
Some of this unnecessary trim. I walked a house the other day and it was just so much trim. It was almost like they had leftover stuff and they wanted to just use it in there. And it's so bad.
Just making it up.
Or stuff like forcing rooms as well. Yeah. Like, we need to put an office in, so we're going to put one in that's 3 feet by 9 feet. And you're like, well, that's not an office. Yeah. It's a closet.
For me, it's Pullman baths. Jack and Jill's.
Oh, really?
Got to die.
Why?
Just put 2 bathrooms.
But what about if you've not got the footprint to do it?
Oh, you've got the footprint.
But then one's going to be a shower only.
If you can put a Pullman in, it's new construction. You're creating the footprint. So I think they got to die. There's not to me a good justifiable reason for a Pullman bath. I was having this conversation with the builder today. It's like what purpose?
You're saying from scratch, luxury homes, every bedroom should have its own full ensuite bathroom.
Yeah, you're building thousands of square feet. Like you can figure out how to do 2 bathrooms instead of 1 Pullman bath. You're adding 1 more shower and 1 more toilet, right? Like, okay, so you're already going to put the vanity in there.
Briley, what does a luxury home have to have bare minimum? What are certain things you look for? If you're like, if it's going to be luxury, it has this.
I think you should, in luxury, get rid of the fiberglass inserts.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
Yep. That's the one that dies.
Yeah.
Tile to the ceiling too, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I also think more windows than the standard, because, they only have to do so many windows per code. It's like, add more windows, add the natural light. You see some and it's like missed opportunity. Also, I think, depending on how the lot sits, so many builders, you put it on the lot because that's what the plans show. And it's like, customize it to the lot. If it's a corner lot, if it's a larger on one side, make the patio like that. I also love like a second patio, like a one off the master suite or like a guest suite. I think that's just really like homey and interesting.
That's also a lot constraint too, though, isn't it? Those kind of things.
Yeah.
What about you? What was the bare minimum for you? So you're saying en suite, I guess. Every bedroom's en suite.
Yeah. If you're going to put a bedroom, it needs to have a bathroom. I mean, to me, I can't think of a reason where somebody could convince me where it's like, no, that needs a Pullman bath. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Or, I understand semi-private, which is like, hey, listen, like we don't have a half bath in this part of the house or on this side of the house or at all. It needs to be semi-private so somebody can access it off the hall. To me, luxury today, I'm like, there's a couple things. One, I think a 10-foot plate is a non-negotiable. It needs to be.
A big difference.
It just
makes
minimum. And 8-foot doors.
8-foot doors make a world of difference.
They don't have to be solid core. Like I'm talking about visual aesthetic, what makes it look appear to be luxury. I think if you start there, that's great. I think something that I feel like is underutilized, could be utilized more, that really helps elevate things are transom windows. So it's like you're getting the windows you get already, right? You can put a bunch of those in there. Add a transom window in there.
Your point earlier about the natural light. That's what the good builders do. Is like they realize that we're going to add some transom windows up there. They don't open. All they do is to add natural light. It makes it way better. I agree with that.
Yeah. This is hard to do from a design standpoint, but I think that every single room that has any sort of like substantiality in the house should every one of them needs a window.
Where do you stand on smooth walls?
I think some of that depends on the phase of life that you're in, right? Like, so they're going to take a beating if you have kids. But I still think that like that is a luxury thing. Like you probably need some smoothness to the walls. I'm not a big like hand textured guy. I just don't, I think that's too specific stylistically.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
We have smooth in all of our main area, and I love it. Even having 3 young kids, like, you know, growing up, we also had a paint that we can touch up really easily. I personally love the smooth walls. However, our ceiling has a light orange texture pill. I wish we would have had the smooth throughout the entire house. I just think it elevates the style a little bit.
Spray foam? No spray foam?
I think it's really mixed on spray foam.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a common consensus on that.
Yeah.
My one thing with spray foam is if there's a leak or if there's something to be found, it's a lot harder to find.
Yeah. I don't
If
disagree.
even know it, yeah.
Yeah.
What about another one I've noticed lately is the paint finish. Again, one of the ones I've been in recently, they use the worst paint. I think our paint in the office, our paint in the office is better than the paint that was in this $1 million plus house. It blew me away.
And you can't save that much money on paint. Like, you know, it can't be that much of an upgrade for doing an elevated paint in the grand scheme of things, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, you can screw up and you can do too cheap, you know, on the paints side.
Or when you see something too, like it's maybe on a little bit lower, not so luxury, but when you see some of those like prefabbed cabinets that are like cabinets like that can make such a difference too. And it's like the cheap MDF, you know, versus an actual wood cabinet.
like a custom made
I mean,
cabinet.
It's a home. Like, what's it going to look like in 30, 40 years? Like, that house has to last a while, and those cabinets are just going to be absolutely trashed.
Yeah, I think some of the trends people put in their homes is wild. When you're in new construction, doorbell. Alejandro, Amazon's here.
Who is that?
What was it?
Hopefully
What
it's
was
a
like
commission
the
check.
biggest mistake people made during doing when they were building a new home? What's the most common mistake people made?
I think, I feel like I always had a lot of people that would remove bathtubs, as weird as that is. And I feel like that's something that it's like, oh, we don't want a bathtub or we don't take a bath, especially in a primary. And even if they don't, I feel like it's really popular to have for the resale, whether it's freestanding or however it may be, or you see like the big like shower rooms where they have the tub and the shower in them. I had actually quite a few people that would remove a bathtub from a primary bath, and I think that's a terrible idea.
Did that at my house. Thanks for that. Gannon, what's your mistakes people make doing custom builds?
I think that in the custom world, you can get stuck in your
Another Amazon package.
Hey, you might want to go grab that because I don't think anybody else is here. I think that you can not listen well in the custom side of things. Just because you have the money to do it doesn't mean you should do it. Like, there's so many bad ideas because consumers, they don't ever have to see the finished product afterwards, or let alone like they live in the house they obviously build, but they haven't had to interact with, you know, bunches of people living in their custom homes and those custom choices, you know, after the fact. And so I think listening well to some of the consult that you can get from people who have watched that process happen over and over again is really good. And I think it's an easy mistake to not do. And you just think, I've got the money, I'm paying for this thing, I want to do it my way, I'm going to do it this way. And hearing some consult back there, you know, I think could save some folks some heartache for sure.
Well, I feel like, I mean, personally, with the builders that we work with More, they have such a style established that most of the time when they have clients come in, you're not really going to have someone that goes completely opposite, because it's like they're going to that builder for a certain reason versus if you get a builder that has, you know, every option under the sun. That's whenever clients get out of control. That's whenever, you know, people go and
in what sense? What do you mean? Yeah, they get out of control.
I think that then it's like they pick everything off their Pinterest board and just throw everything in whenever it's maybe not the best.
Oh, and it's not cohesive.
Yeah,
you mean?
like
yeah.
you know, why would you go to a builder that does modern and, you know, more of a cool, like trendy house versus, you know, when you're an ornate client? You know, it's like usually most of the time builders, I feel like especially now in the area, they have a clientele and they have a niche, and it's like you're doing that.
They stay in their lane.
Yeah,
you know?
I think so.
I had a client interviewing a luxury builder, and they got super nervous and didn't end up going with him because he was talking about how fast he could do everything. I thought that was interesting.
That's interesting. Yeah.
They walked away and like, we're trying to build a house that's going to cost us nearly $2 million. And all he was talking about is how quickly they can move through the steps. They're like, we don't want this done quickly.
I mean, I think
We
if
want
the
it done
trades
right.
are available and if it's done right, I don't think there's any delay there. I think it's impressive if they have it scheduled out correctly.
Yeah, I think they made it feel like they felt like it was going to be rushed through, and they didn't. I don't think they liked that sense of feeling like it was being rushed. It's pretty interesting concept.
So if you want it nice, doesn't mean you want it fast.
No, yeah. And who they ended up going with is notorious for not being rapid.
I think something in that same vein, I think just because it's expensive doesn't mean it's valuable.
Oh yeah, especially
I mean?
with new builds. Yeah, because the
or
houses are
especially
priced
in a-
off comps around them, right? So sometimes you walk in a house priced the same as one up the street that's even considerably better in what it offers, how it's built,
Yeah.
the finishes, and
Or even just amenities in general, right? Like you may put a $400,000 roof on your custom home, and that doesn't mean it's necessarily valuable. It could be hideous or, a terribly specific selection that's like not necessarily valuable. I think people do that with pools a lot, where it's like, just because you spent, $500,000 on your pool and backyard doesn't mean it's valuable at all.
No,
If you're going to put a huge turtle, mosaic in the bottom of your pool and you spent, an extra $100,000 for that, that doesn't mean it's valuable.
someone may hate turtles.
Or
Or when you see like collegiate
Emblems in them.
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah.
oh, man.
Yeah, that stuff is crazy. That's a bold move when they do all that. Yeah.
I heard there's a rumor that there was a $1 million mosaic put on a house in Tulsa in the last couple of years, and just because it's expensive doesn't mean it's valuable. There's been a lot of criticism of said mural.
So what are you telling people in the switching gears away from the new builds? What's your advice to people right now in real estate in general? Like if someone's sitting down with you, what's like the 3 things you're telling them to focus on?
I think, I think for the most part, whenever a buyer is looking right now, interest rates, whether they change 0.25%, it's not worth waiting right now. I mean, when you're looking, kind of weighing the options there, interest rates haven't changed a whole lot this last year.
No.
And so if you look at versus buying now versus buying next year, the equity that the house is going to gain, it's not worth just continuing to pause, if the right home comes along.
Yeah.
I have clients that they've been looking off and on for about 1.5 years, and we saw something this last week, and it's kind of a future plan for them, but it has caught their interest enough. I think they might try to move forward on the property, and it's just like they have all the time in the world, but now that house has come along. So it's like, you could miss that house right now if you're not just keeping your eyes open. So at least starting the process, knowing kind of where you want to be area wise, amenities in the house, whether it's bedroom, bathrooms, things like that. So
kind of ties into the age old, it's better to buy real estate and wait than wait to buy real estate.
I hate them dang cliches in real estate though.
Yeah,
they're true, but I hate them. God, I hate them.
I know.
You see them rolled out all the time. Like, what was it? Date the rate, marry the house.
Yeah, that one I could never get behind that one. That was too much like I felt like a mortgage lender was trying to convince me to do something I didn't want to do. Maybe that's how we sound as the real estate
Maybe
people
to
say,
others,
like you don't wait to buy the house, you buy the house to wait,
Maybe.
Yeah.
No, but that makes sense. I mean, I think that what about people building like their understanding of the area? We were talking to Jamie about, she feels it's like you're almost helping people figure out what their needs are and wants are through the process. How early does someone need to start the home buying process, do you think?
I mean, I know a family right now that they bought their lot back in 2019, and they're still kind of preparing and planning. And I know, actually my dental hygienist, they bought their land a long time ago too. And just, clearing and planning and just the perfect home. It's going to be their forever home is what they plan on. And, depending on where you're looking for the lot or the piece of land, I don't think it's ever too early to start looking. I mean, my husband and I, we talk like once our girls are out of school, do we want to be in our house? Do we want to be in our neighborhood? Do we want to be in a couple acres off the main road? I don't know, but it's like, keep your eyes open for it.
Yeah. I like that.
With you said something then about the perfect home. You think that exists? People can build the perfect home?
Yeah, I think so.
What do you think?
It may not always be perfect for you, but
What do you think?
Nah, I mean, not to be a contrarian, but I
We've
think
talked about it before. It's the biggest lie in real estate, right? It's like the perfect home. When people say that.
I think perfect is a really strong word, right? So, to me, I think if you can find 90%, I've said this to a bunch of clients and a bunch of real estate agents, if you can help somebody find, 90% of what they're looking for and the other 10% is lower in the priority scale or changeable, fixable, long term, you're crushing it.
You got to
that.
give something up in real estate.
Yeah.
You can't. No one can ever get everything they want in a house. I think. Like I know, because I know people that have built their dream house, and for them in their phase of life they were in then, and then they decide, oh, we want to add a pool now because we've got another kid and the yard doesn't work, so they got to sell it and move. So I think it's perfect for the phase of life. I don't.
Seasons.
And the forever home thing as well. Like we sold a house 2 years ago on 40 acres that was 8,000 square feet, and as custom as you can get for someone, and most people would have thought that was that family's dream forever, never ever move. This is where we're going out feet first kind of home, and they were willing to sell.
Yeah,
So
situations change.
Yeah,
seasons,
for sure.
Seasons, right? Like just another example, like family builds their dream home, get out there, it's on some land, they live in it and realize this is so much more work and I don't want to spend the time doing that. I would rather spend time with my family, right? So turn around and sell. I mean, inside of a year, we're like, nope.
I had a guy call me the other day. He's thinking about selling his house halfway through the build.
Now that's quick.
Now they got some. There's obviously some other problems too. But he's like, "Do you think we could sell it now?" I'm like, "Well, probably, yeah. I mean, I don't know how we would even value it, but we could figure something out. I don't know how you get a loan on it, but
So
be a construction loan only.
Is buyer's remorse real? Is that something that can happen?
100%,
Right.
100%. Yeah, I think so. I think it happens. It's difficult as well because of the phase of life people are in can dictate whether they feel remorseful or not about it. And Scott and I were talking about this yesterday. I can only think of, I've had one client that truly, when they were under contract, like we need to get out of this. And they couldn't because they were selling their house, and it's a lot harder as a seller to get out of a contract than a buyer. So we were like, well, the only way you can get out is if you can't successfully negotiate the TRR, because these people are really solid buyers. TRR came in, had a bunch of requests. The seller was like, oh, great, we're going to say no to it. Said no to everything. And the buyer was like, I still want to buy the house. And they're like, dang it. Again. But they've been in their other house now for over 3 years, and they do like it. But I think during the phase, I do think that some people, it becomes so big buying a house that they're like, this is a lot right now. And it is a lot. You should feel like this is a big life-changing decision.
I think that's partially too why it's never too early to start the process. So that way you don't jump into something and you don't have all the boxes checked, or, you're not totally ready, or like.
Yeah, you got to build a baseline of what you're looking for.
Yeah.
I think that's fundamental, because especially if you're a first-time home buyer, well, actually, to be fair, any phase you're stepping into in life, if it's prompting you to move, because that's typically why most people move. It's only recently people moved because of interest rates, which are super rare. But moving now, if you're going to move up in life or do any change, you have to know what the properties are like you're looking at. Yeah. You have to. And because otherwise, how do you know the one you're writing on is going to be the right price? Have you ever had anyone walk into one house and go, this is the one we want to buy, without looking at others?
I had a client a few years ago, and they were moving here from another state, and I walked into 3 houses with them via video call, and the first house was the one they wrote on. That's been one time though.
Not that I can think of.
I've had one.
Still in their house.
Really?
Yeah.
So is Martin, the one I had. We had a bunch of showings lined up. We walked into the first one, did it, went great. Walked in the second one, they were like, and then we went outside and they said, should we keep looking? Because we really like that first one. It has this. And I said, do you feel you need to keep looking? Like, we have other options. And they're like, we know that we're not. We've already looked through the photos of that. Yeah. There's a reason we wanted to see that one first. We like it as much as we thought we did. Can we just cancel those? And we did.
Yeah.
And I think they've been there like 4 years. They love it there.
I had not that, but almost the opposite of that, where like if there was one house, like out of the houses that they had identified that they thought they wanted to go see, it was the one house on there where I was like, oh, they won't like this, because I had seen the house already before. Sure enough, we showed it in the house. They love it, and they bought that house, and they lived in it for years, and then we sold it for them. So I was like totally wrong.
Well, sometimes you see the photos and it's totally different in person, whether it's for the better or the worst.
That's real estate in general, right?
Yeah.
Even realtors, you know who you are.
Really hard part of the industry, right? Is
what would you
photo balance?
Real estate rule. If you could make one rule in real estate doesn't exist, what would yours be?
I would say, this is probably not super nice. I would say
Whatever
you need
you
a
want.
minimum number of production, like every so often, to stay an agent.
That makes sense. That's almost like in like because you do your continuing ed, I guess, but it's not the same deal. Like, that's not actually practical.
I mean, it's not easy work to do, and it's like some people come in and they think it's super easy, and don't take it serious whenever others are full-time professionals.
Yeah, that's a red flag for us when we interview agents and they say, "Oh, I'm in it for the flexibility." What about what's you? You institute one rule. What would you do?
I would say, I don't know. That's
Mine would be get a new headshot every 2 years.
yeah.
Like if you turn up and you
look nothing
walk
like
up to me and go, "Nice to meet you," and I'm like, "Oh, hey, nice to meet you, Gannon. Or nice to meet you. What's your name? I'm here to meet Gannon." You go, "My name's Gannon." I'm like, "Oh,
yeah.
okay, that's your high school graduation photo. You shouldn't be allowed to do that. That should be illegal."
I do think, like, in the same vein of like, how do we keep things, professional? I think the barrier to entry needs to be a lot higher. Like there needs to be some sort of apprenticeship process or something like that, where you have to, you have to work underneath or alongside of somebody to, maintain your license. Or I think it even needs the licensing process, in my opinion's a joke. And for real estate, I mean, that's why there's 6,500 real estate agents in Tulsa's MSA right now. It's too easy. It's not hard enough.
I think it was an agent told me in Australia it was like a 2-year training program to be a realtor. You have to go through like an apprenticeship program and that.
Right?
You would think so. It's a big deal buying a house. It's not.
I mean,
It is, yeah.
they're people's most expensive investment most of the time. Is like it's their investment into their own personal asset, especially on the the residential side. And then you take the commercial side into account, which is the same license, by the way. And
that's what's different
even
about
more
us,
money sometimes.
But I would say what's different here is like we know if it's like too much for an agent here. Like they go, "I've got a buyer, they want to do this. It's really big. I want to work with them, but can you help?" That's kind of unique, I think, in a brokerage where you can go to other agents and they go, "Yeah, I'll help you. I'm not going to take money out of your pocket, but we'll make sure it gets done right and the buyer's protected and happy." That's a big thing.
I mean, you think about a first-time home buyer that buys a house. What if it's in a specific area of Tulsa that an agent doesn't know is structural, city, basically? What if they don't do a structural inspection? What if they move in and you need 30 peers?
Oh,
That
yeah,
can
yeah.
bankrupt someone. Like,
That's wild that some people do that where they're like, "We're just going to skip doing this. We don't want to spend the $300. I'm like, "Dang, I'll tell you right now, Piers $1,500. So pay for the structural guy."
Yeah.
Let's do some quick fire questions.
Okay.
Perfect date night spot in Tulsa. Where you going? Or the surrounding area?
Where I've been recently and would go back, date night, we love going down to Cherry Street, and Ava June is our favorite spot right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
cool vibe. We left Lowood before it was gone, and so that's a cool little spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite kid? I'm kidding. That's a loaded question. Sorry, it's too much.
The dog.
Yeah. If you have another one. Fire
Dream
away.
name.
Think-
What's your favorite area in Tulsa to sell houses?
That's a good question.
Favorite area? Honestly, I got to say like the Jinx, like Miracle Mile. I love those houses. I love the character in them. I love seeing the updates on them and the large lots with the trees. And that's probably my favorite spot. Yeah.
Well, if you could live anywhere in Tulsa, is that where you'd live too?
I don't know.
What about you?
It depends on where I'm at in life. Is like where
Now,
I think about where I want to
Someone
live.
contacted you right now, both of you.
Yeah.
They said, "Hey, you anywhere in Tulsa, you let me know. You go pick a house. Where you going?"
I like where we currently are.
I was going to
Really?
say,
Yeah.
I'm not
I
moving.
do. I love.
You would have
where we
moved.
are.
I thought you'd say, "I'll take a house backing up to Cedar." You wouldn't take a house backing up to Cedar Ridge?
Nah.
Yeah, you look
Not
crazy.
yet.
Put me in a massive Hilson Forest Hills on my own, my wife. I'm there immediately. You're like, "You want to take that big one?" Yep, put me in it.
No, I'm not moving. I don't know why. No.
I love our community. I love our neighbors
I'm in the
next
Miracle
door.
Mile,
I
so-
love being able to walk down the street and see friends. And
Okay.
yeah, I mean, I love where we are currently.
What's your favorite thing about Tulsa?
I think the great food and all of the parks and outdoor spaces that they have. I think it's really neat what they offer.
Oh, okay.
If you were going to sell real estate in any other city other than Tulsa, where would you go?
Because I watch Selling Sunset, I'd have to say some of those houses. Some of the views on those houses.
Well, you do straight LA, like LA County.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do that, man.
I mean, if I could
that's-
fit the vibe, if I could do all of it and just walk in and, be good, but walking in from Oklahoma, it'd be a little.
It's a completely different animal, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah, like you see it
Sure,
when you go to like the
sure,
conferences, don't you? It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it'd be
Just
wild.
the houses they sell are so cool.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty wild.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, Beverly Hills would be a fun place to sell houses, I guess. I could do like a coastal place, like a Charleston. That'd be fun.
Sure.
Those old houses there, that'd be a
Yeah.
cool market to be in, somewhere like that.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun. Dream celebrity client.
Yeah. It's a good one.
The Kardashians.
All of them.
Oh,
Take the whole
really?
family in one
all
go.
of them. Yep. All
Why?
different.
Why?
Because they have so many different houses and so many different styles. I think it'd be neat to walk through some of that with them.
Oh, that would be interesting. I wonder if you work with them directly. I wonder if they have people looking for them. And then
I don't know.
Yeah, like an assistant that
Yeah, like makes the decision
Reviews.
for them.
maybe.
I know, who was it we were talking to about? Oh, no, I was talking to someone the other day who used to be a real estate agent in New York doing leases. And like, because in those cities, like leases are big money. Like, they make a lot of money with leasing agents. And he said he had Patrick Mahomes come through, and Patrick Mahomes' agent was with him. And they said, hey, when he comes in, you don't look him in the eye. You don't say, it was like, they set all these really weird rules. And he said he came in and he just didn't do any of them. And Patrick Mahomes was a super nice, really normal dude. Just like kind of had just really laid back. This is his second year in the league and was looking to get a place in New York. It'd be kind of wild though if you had the client come in and Tulsa and they're like, hey, Briley, please don't look them in the eye when they're walking around the house and don't answer them directly. Just talk to me.
I don't think I'd have any interest in like a high rise, like condo selling or leasing.
No,
like,
I don't
like
know
that.
how they do it. Like,
That'd
as
be
well,
hard.
like,
Selling New York and those stuff where it's like,
way.
that's so. I was thinking about that. I was like, man, I think verticals would be really fun, but
you get the whole building though, right? Like we were talking to someone.
I mean, I'm sure you try.
Well, when
right?
we were in the last conference we were at, we talked to someone there who's a huge producer, and their daughter just works with developers as well, where she signs the entire building.
Yeah.
So if they're building a 35, 45 story building, she sells every single unit in there.
Yeah.
And or if they lease and they have to use
While
her.
they build out.
Yeah. Or if they're leasing and she gets all the business. So it'd be interesting because I guess you wouldn't have to move around. But I think of people that live in Houston as agents. Like we're super fortunate in Tulsa that like what the maximum drive time to a showing is 20 minutes?
Yeah,
tops.
Yeah.
And you think you live in Houston that you could be sat in traffic not moving for 20 minutes. So how do they even there's no way they can do what we do. Like
You probably just have a small little pocket that you work out of mostly. I don't
yeah,
know.
you must do.
If you're a Houston agent, tell us how it works.
Yeah, I'd love to know. That's fascinating. That is to me.
I think another spot would be cool, which is like the seaside area. Some of those houses, I think those are.
Oh yeah, that would be interesting too.
Yeah.
Florida in general would be an interesting market. It's so different down there.
I've thought about like, let's do like Tokyo or something like that. That's just so. I can't imagine.
I wonder how it works there, real estate as well.
right.
It must be so different.
And it's so. I mean, it's one of the biggest cities in the world. Where it's like, how do you do that at that point? I don't know. So there's.
it's just got
I don't have any
no way.
answers. I just thought it'd be fun.
Yeah.
That would be fun to do, yeah. So we've done Dreams to every client. What else do you want people to know about you?
Mom of 3, sports mom, wherever in Broken Arrow. I don't know.
What do you do in your spare time when you get any? Because I know you just said you're a mum of 3 sports mums. So there's little spare time. What do you like to do?
You're going to bring this out, aren't you?
What is it?
My husband and I play on a co-ed softball team.
Let's go.
And it's so fun.
Nice, smashing
That is awesome. You get to
dingers.
do that together, though.
Yeah.
That's fun. Did he
It's
play
honest-
baseball as well in high school?
I did play softball up through high school. And honestly, it's like if I'm home, I'm working. If we're at dinner, I'm working. If I'm at a soccer game, I have my phone. And when we go play softball, it's nice because
Can't do anything there.
I mean, it's that one disconnect that I can have. I'm not a big person that goes and gets like massages or spa days. And so like that is my like disconnect to just be there.
Is that the hardest thing being a realtor, you think? Disconnecting?
Yeah. A mom and realtor, yes. Like it's a hard.
What if she was like, hold that thought?
But like you literally have to get a box to put your phone in, didn't you?
I do have an RO box at my house that I put my phone in.
Yeah.
Trying to disconnect.
And it locks it away, right? Like for the
I mean,
timer on it?
this
in theory.
doesn't lock
Wait,
it,
there's
but
a timer.
no, well, it just is like it's an accountability thing where it measures how long you keep your phone, and you set a goal,
That would
and if
stress
you
me
put your
out.
phone in the
Oh,
box,
no.
no doubt, like the anxiety is real. And then at the same time, after
That's why you can't get a hold of him between 5 and 7 at night.
Yeah,
It's in the box.
I try to. I go through seasons with it where it's like, hey, I need to be doing this because I really need to be doing it, and then there's some times where it just doesn't.
But does
doesn't
Kate
happen.
do it too?
No,
See,
No.
yeah.
no.
I feel like if the whole family's gonna put the phone away, put the phone away. Like
Yeah.
it goes
Oh,
here.
really?
Like if we do movies, sometimes it's like everyone like phones on
Oh,
the
you do?
counter.
Yeah, that don't happen in my house.
Yeah, so we
I
don't-
have to leave mine in the... I've started not bringing my phone
That's
in the
smart.
living room.
That's smart.
So I leave it in the kitchen. So if it rings or I have a text and then I get up, I'll go and see what it is. But like, because otherwise I'll find myself, I'll be doom scrolling on the sofa.
Is it on silent or is it?
No, I'll leave it like the noise on.
That would drive
See,
me.
I don't
That
leave
would
my
give me
radio
more
on.
anxiety. Where
But
it's
it's-
like I can hear it, but I'm
No,
not going to
because
go in there.
because
and
what
see
you
it.
do is if you're watching Real Housewives, you just get up in the commercials and you just go check the phone then and then sit
Well,
back
if I'm
down.
watching TV like
yeah,
that,
yeah.
then I'll have my phone. But if we're like family movie night, we're gonna watch.
Yeah.
No,
Elf,
but I'm
watch a
saying
Christmas movie.
leave it on the kitchen counter away from you physically. Because what's weird at the beginning is you go to reach for it, like it just like you find yourself at the beginning just instinctively trying to grab for something that's not there. You're like, what am I doing? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm going to just grab my phone for no reason.
Yeah.
So I made the mistake of playing. So I've started to play tennis last year, and I made the mistake of I wear my Apple Watch when I play to check my heart stuff and that.
Yeah.
And I did that during like a stressful deal negotiation. Oh, it's the worst because I was playing, I feel my ring go bing, my wrist, sorry, and I'd look like text from so and so, and you see it, and you're like trying to focus on that. It's terrible.
So
that's
I'll
what I can
put
do
my
at softball.
I put my activity on, but I put it on do not disturb. So usually it doesn't notify me. But if I check my phone if I have to,
You can see
but
it.
yeah, it won't notify me on my watch. I make sure it's turned off.
Yeah, I just have to go on vacation if I'm trying to truly disconnect. I just have given up trying to do it when I'm in town.
I have had an appraiser call me on like a Friday night multiple times while I was at softball. And when somebody calls so many times on do not disturb, it rings through.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like an emergency and he was scheduling an appraisal like 4 days out.
It was an emergency.
That is an emergency.
Yeah.
Briley's like, hold the pitch. I don't know what they say in baseball to stop them throwing the ball. Softball. Any of that stuff.
Briley is a true stud. I truly admire how well you are a mom that crushes it, have a full-time career and crush that as well, and balance all the things in life. It's a lot of fun to watch. Also, just again, like absolute core culture, like to the core for More Agency.
Top
like,
5 producer
yeah.
this year as well. What was the
Oh,
number on the
today.
post? What was it?
I think I was 3.
Let's
Was I 3?
go. Alejandro, is that right?
Wow.
He says, yeah, Alejandro says 3.
Yeah.
Good job, Briley.
That is my lucky number.
Yeah.
What's the white whale number for you in Tulsa real estate before we let you go? Like if you do this production, you're like, dang, that's the big number. What's the number you consider the big one in Tulsa?
Like me, like personally?
Yeah, like if you did this number, you're like, you can't complete real estate, right? You're like, oh man, I beat it this year. What would that number be?
I would say if I could go over like 15 million, like I would be like, I'm set.
Yeah, that's a huge number to do.
It's huge.
That's
Yeah.
massive.
Yeah.
Yeah, very big. What's your Instagram handle before we go?
Just Briley Wall, keeping it simple.
But it's not just Briley Wall, is it? It's Briley
Briley
Wall.
Wall.
Okay, good.
Briley Wall.
People be searching just Briley Wall, not find anyone.
Maybe you should grab that one.
Yeah,
Second
Just
account.
Briley
right?
Wall.
Just Briley Wall. All right. As always, thank you. Thanks for doing a second take with us. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. This one was
We've
a
got
little
an hour of
different.
footage
Yeah, it's
somewhere.
fun. I know, yeah. In the archives.
You got so many clips. All right.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
See ya.